You know what I'm noticing? You guys obviously at every race around the teams, and we spoke about it before we came on, testing versus trying. A lot of people have set the benchmark. You know, Loic Brunier here, he does go to some tracks early. It's not against the rules. He has coaches there. He has his suspension guy. He's been doing this for a long time. And I think people are obviously looking at, but if you're winning, it must be that. Like, we should not forget how gifted he is, talented on the bike. I mean, Loic Brunier is so smooth in the way he rides. But what I'm noticing is a bit of over information load with some of these riders. You've got the WhatsApp groups with line coaches. You got videos constantly, and then we've got now data acquisition on the suspension. You've got Fox, you've got SRAM, you've got everyone doing their stuff, their view on what suspension can work. Then you've got a lot of riders have good rapport with their mechanics. They're learning data themselves. I'm a little worried. It's a little bit too much is not always better.
Well, I mean, a lot of the stuff, like even like we mentioned telemetry, that used to be done on like day one, and then it would be off the rest of the week. I mean, the telemetry is on the bike on race day. You know, on Amri's bike, it was on race day, still running telemetry. So they're literally waiting to the last possible second. And Laura said he went down on hardness. He softened his bike up because there was a slight section of the course, and they have these big meetings, like downloads they call them. But it's just too much information at some point, and especially for the younger riders, the juniors and some of the early elites and some of the, it's new to them. They should be riding on feel, like especially in the junior, you should be riding on feel. And like, I think the Alaran brothers don't take as much, they just ride. And then all the elites are jumping on their lines, and they're studying their lines. And now suddenly the people, like the line coaches used to just pop up for elite training. And now the line coaches are watching junior training to give the elites the lines that some of the juniors are doing. But those juniors are probably using the line coaching the least because they're riding on feel. I don't even think Till's seen the inside of a gym.
No, I spoke to T-Bar on that. I mean, that is a cool thing, is they are still being kids. So I think that's
so good at riding too. I was at the pump track and Leo Gang and Max was there, and he's just like ripping.
No, T-Bar says, like, I said, okay, I've heard a rumor they don't
he does
really
like
train.
And tail whips and bar spins and stuff. Yeah.
And you know
I've seen a video. He definitely front flips his hardtail.
And you know that they went to a school away from their hometown. Like, they would sometimes only ride on weekends. Like, I said to T-Bar, so are they training a bit? Are you guys helping with that? I heard they kind of just raw bikes. He was like, yeah, they road ride maybe once every 3 weeks. I mean, that's great. That's how it should be. They're riding on
I think as a
talent.
junior, you should maximize, because you've got like, you can always get better and you can always upskill. But I think as you get older, the like window of learning gets smaller and harder.
And I think the motivation, wouldn't you agree? Like the motivation to spend 8 hours on your bike.
Yeah. But when you're young, you're like happy to just hit the same rut, walk back up, hit the same rut, walk back up, hit the same rut, but do it all day. And that's where you like maximize your skill set. So like as a junior, I think it's best to like get as good as you possibly can. And then when you are kind of starting to max out the skills, that's when you start looking for like the marginal gains in the gym with fitness, with strength. But if you do that earlier, you're not as fast as you possibly could be, because you've started focusing your energy into strength conditioning rather than skills. But like at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, all those guys are as strong, fit, mentally. The sport is still skills based at the top level. The best rider wins. Yeah,
the best rider. And I mean, Jackson is showing that, the way he's riding down. But I think the second thing is motivation and burnout. So if you're forcing these kids into the gym too early and the road rides and the intervals, I think that does burn you out. We've seen it in, and even if you're not doing all of that, just being on the circuit this long, you might burn out a little bit sooner than others. So it's cool that they keep it fun.